Hey guys, it's Teacher Dad. So we all like saving money, and depending on what types of lights you use in your home, you may be using more or less energy and getting the same amount of light or even less light than if you were to upgrade or change out some of your lighting. And so one of the things that I had done here just recently, and I want to talk about, is with my fish aquariums, they had come with the traditional fluorescent style bulbs. And they do provide some decent light, but one of the issues is that when you have a fluorescent style bulb, not only do you have the bulb itself that burns out and goes bad, but then eventually you also have to replace what's called the ballast. And the ballast is basically what takes the energy that comes in from the wall and it converts it into a form of energy that is usable for the fluorescent bulb, because usually the fluorescent bulbs operate at a higher voltage. The fluorescent bulbs in my tank were also not very bright, and so I wanted to add some additional lighting and was trying to figure out what to do. And so I came across some of these on Amazon, and I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description for these. These are what are called T8, which is just the size or the diameter size of bulb that you need, and this is an LED light. Now, one of the nice things about this is the power usage is very low. So for this 4-foot bulb, it only uses 22 watts of energy, and then you can choose to get the different temperatures of light depending on whether you want a more blue colored light or a more yellow warm colored light. Now, one of the things about these is they do have the same type of style pins that you would use when you're installing them into a regular light socket. You can see that there. So when you install these bulbs, they come with the instructions of how to do so, but what you need to do is you need to run the wiring directly to these lights themselves and bypass the traditional ballast system within the light, because what happens here is these are actually self-ballasted LED lights. And so what happens within these bulbs is that you can bypass the traditional ballast and run your wiring directly in here. So I'm going to show you a little bit of how you actually do that, and also how I converted my bulbs here in my fish aquarium. It did have two smaller 24-inch connectors. I took out the middle pieces and then I installed one 4-foot long bulb, and so then I'll show you here what that looks like inside, and so how I actually accomplished that upgrade. So the first thing that you'll need to do is remove the ballasts from the old light fixture. Now these will look different depending on the light fixture that you're working on. This was a fish aquarium light, so you can see these are a little different than what you might find in your existing light fixture. You'll then want to disconnect the wires that are going to each end of the light fixture, because you're going to be bypassing the ballast when you connect the new LED lights. So here you'll see the completed lighting wiring. So the double wires that come in here, those are coming in from the power. This is a light that plugs into a receptacle, whereas if this was in the ceiling or coming from a power source, that would be your wires coming into the light receptacle. Then you'll take one side of that and hook it into one side of the switch, which is this receptacle, or this light has a separate switch on it, and then the other side of that power will go to this white wire you're seeing here, and that will run to the other end of the lighting fixture. So if the light that you're wiring does not have a separate internal switch, this particular light fixture was for a fish aquarium, so it had a light switch on the outside of the fixture. Then you would take the other side of the power that comes into your light, and you would send that over to the other side of where the light bulb will plug in. So as I said, my light fixture was a 4-foot long bulb, and it originally had two 24-inch bulbs in here, so I simply took out the two middle connectors and left the two connectors in the ends, and then wired the lighting to each end. So I was then able to put one 4-foot bulb in its place. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, you can put those down in the description below or in the comments below, and see the details. I'll put these that I got here on Amazon, show you the link for those if you're interested in getting any of those yourself. If you have any questions about the video or anything that you would like to see in the future, let us know, and we'll see you again on the next one.